Hi there. In this screencast, I'll quickly download and restore the courseware files for this course. So I get them from ccilearning.com/data. The courseware number is 16666. This is for those of you who are not in my course. I do recommend this book as it is filled with great information about bookkeeping as well as Sage 50 specifically. The ISBN is 978-1-55332-515-4. So the courseware is 1666, I should say. I choose Find Data. That downloads a zip file. So I'll unpack it. Choose Show in Folder. I'm just going to save it to a location on my hard drive. I'm going to move it out of my downloads. So I'll cut that and throw it on my delete folder. Again, this is for finite. Oh, I just need to refresh. There we go. So there it is there. The file I downloaded. I just need to unpack it. It's presently a zip. It contains multiple files. So I use, you can't see my dialog because it's out of screen, but I use extract here as opposed to extract files from this choice. Extract here doesn't prompt you for a directory location. It uses the present working directory. So there it is here. So I go back to Sage 50 and I'm going to choose Restore from Backup. And next. And I'll browse to that location. So this is the folder here, and we're going to be using House of D. And by the way, this will be the company file that I'll be using for the rest of the Level 2 course. It prompts me for a location. Generally in real life, I'll put this in my documents, and then I'll have a folder called company bookkeeping or something like that, where all of my Sage 50 and QuickBooks data files reside. But for this example, I always put it in my delete folder again. So when I'm finished with it, I know that it's safe to delete. It's kind of like ctemp, and I'm going to call this House of D. Notice I use camel case or Hungarian notation. Anytime I anticipate I may publish one of these to the web, I always avoid spaces. And I don't need to create a backup because I restored from a backup. So what we're going to be looking at is depositing, for those of you who watched my previous screencasts, when we handled customer sales where the customers paid at the same time as they purchased, that is COD, with either cash or check, we put it into an account, I believe we called it cash for deposit or something like that, but that cash for deposit account would be something like your cash register or a safe. So now what we're doing is we're taking all of the transactions, basically all of the amounts that exist in that account, and then putting them into our bank account. Deposit actually matches that amount. So in order to perform a deposit, we choose banking. We choose make deposit. We choose the account that we're depositing into, which is 1080. Our deposit slip number, basically you would read this off of the actual preprints. So we would read that off, and it's the second, number 2 I should say, and this is happening on the 16th. Again, we're doing 2 deposits in February, one for the first half, one for the second. So we want to see all of the checks that are presently in 1070, again the account we're depositing from, and we choose Select 1070 on or after Feb 1. So this shows us all of the checks that we've deposited into this account. Again, this is the first deposit taking care of the first half of the transaction, so just those 2 checks. The rest of these checks we'll handle in a second deposit, if you like, if you want more practice. And then we count all of the cash that's also in that box and deposit that. So we have 14 fives. I'm just tabbing. We have 8 tens, tab tab. We have 19 20s, tab tab, and 3 50s, tab, and then we don't actually get to add our toonies, loonies, quarters, dimes, nickels, and pennies. We can just count that all, and it equals $8.70. Now, one mistake I frequently make is I choose OK at this point. Make sure you apply it to the deposit slip, otherwise you'll have to do all of this over again. If you choose OK at this point, it remains blank over here. So I apply to deposit slip, and I choose OK. And if you take a look at the report here, you'll see that all that's happening is that it's a transfer from 1070 to 1080 for that amount. And it should be $5,999.17, and you can go ahead and post. And again, there's a second deposit that you can go ahead and do if you like, if you want a little more practice. I'm not going to bother. So I'm done with my deposits. So that was downloading, unpacking, restoring, doing a deposit from our cash register to our savings bank account. Thanks so much for watching.